Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm about to share with you my top 5 tips for settling in abroad. So I've just finished my first week in Belgium and yeah, I wanted to share some things, stuff that's helped me to kind of like settle in because it's like hard when you move in and everything's really unfamiliar, so I thought I'd just make this video to see if anyone else is in the same position. If you are in the same position, please like say hi to me or like let me know, because sometimes you feel like really alone in these situations and you shouldn't, because there's lots of people doing their year abroad this year, so you know. So the first thing I'm going to run through is all of the things that I bought. So when I got to my room's like really basic. It's like nice, but it's basic. So the first thing I did, luckily my sister and her boyfriend were here, they dropped me off. And the first thing we did was go to IKEA, so I'll like kind of show you what I got there. So one of the first things I had to buy, because I couldn't, obviously, because I couldn't bring it, was bedding. So we went to IKEA and I got some like, obviously I brought my bedding with me, I brought all my sheets with me because, I don't know, they remind me of home and it would be weird without them. This has been like my whole uni experience has been with like these bed sheets, so. But yeah, I bought like the cheapest pillow that there was. Well, not the cheapest, there was a really cheap one, but it was like a bit naff, so I didn't buy it. I got this one, which is the second cheapest one, along with also the second cheapest duvet that I could get. And I mean, like, these are like the essentials, like you obviously have to get these. I didn't know whether I could like vacuum pack them, but I've also, before I got dropped off here, we went on like a holiday, so I had all the stuff from there as well, and I thought I'm going to be over the weight limit. So we just bought them when we got here, and we went to IKEA, and yeah, cheap bedding, that's what we got. Firstly, that was our priority. The floor is really cool here, it's kind of like wooden. It reminds me of like you know, primary school gym hall floor. Like it's like that, and it's really cool and I like it. But it was a bit like barren, so we got this rug here, which it's kind of red and black, which goes with both of the colours of my bedsheet. I have that one and then I have the same one in black, so this goes with them all, and it just kind of like makes the room look a bit like more homey. I don't know whether you can see it, but the chair I'm sat on, these are originally just white, but they were a bit like stained and there was like some discolouring on them. So we went out as well and got some covers, just some blankets to cover up the chair and make it like cosy and comfy. Because yeah, you want nice things to sit on. I got these plants here. This little cute one, and I also got probably my all-time favourite plant, which is the trusty aloe vera, which is nearly impossible to kill, even though I did kill one last year at uni, but it is nearly impossible to kill, so I always get these. They're so nice. Yeah, I just like them. So we got that as well to brighten up the room, give me some nature in the room. Yeah. That was what we got from IKEA, just to make it seem like more homely, to make it like look not like I've just moved into like a randomer's flat, like. Yeah, and I think that's about it. I'm obviously on a budget, I'm a student, I can't afford to buy like sculptures, or I don't know what do rich people have in the house, I don't know. I can't afford to buy fancy things, so I've got plants, some throws, a rug and the bedding, and that's pretty much fine for me. It works, I feel settled in here now, I don't feel out of place, so that's good. I also got, we're moving on to food now, which is like my ultimate priority. Well, drinks first. I got some green tea because I drink a lot of green tea. And like everything here is multilingual, so here it says it has the French. I don't know whether you can see there. I don't know whether it'll focus. Thé vert, but then it also has like the Dutch because it's obviously Brussels' official languages are split in two, so it has like thé vert and then groin thé. I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't speak Flemish, so there's that. And then yeah, green tea is like something I really like to have. I'll have it in the morning. Yeah, it reminds me of home. It feels familiar, so I got it. I also got this apple and cinnamon tea, which, to be honest, I just got it because it reminds me of Christmas, and Christmas is like the best time. So yeah, some tea that I've actually got some now. Some in this tea that's just like Christmas in a cup. It's unbelievable. Bring Christmas on already, I'm so excited. Not long now. So yeah, I got that. And then we also just got a lot of the basics, like basic grains. We got pasta, like peanut butter, that kind of thing. Just like the basics. I haven't got anything fancy yet. Again, I'm on a budget, so I'm acquiring all of these things over time, so that's not so cost worthy. And then in my secret drawer down here, you know, you just have to, like, the ultimate comfort food, it's chocolate, and it's, sometimes you just need it. You just need it to settle in, because, you know, that's the way it is. You just need, I'm gonna have some now. I need some Christmas tea now. On top of that, when my sister and her boyfriend left, I'd gone out to explore in the city, and I was kind of looking for something that I could buy so that I could make art and do stuff like that, because that's a big part of the way I express myself and deal with my emotions and stuff like that. So, you know, and that's important nowadays. But again, I'm a student, I'm on a budget. So I just got this really small, like, sketch pad. It's done me fine, it's been really good, like, yeah. And then these watercolour pencils, which were, like, bordering on quite expensive, but, like, really not that expensive. They were, like, they're just pencils that you dip in water and they, like, turn into paint, essentially. It's really useful. And they're also really portable, so I just like keep them in my bag, and then if I'm bored or if I feel the need to do something, I can go somewhere and just quickly, like, you know, paint it out. It's been good. I don't regret buying them. They have, like, helped me a lot in this past week. Yeah, so that's basically everything I've bought in the first week of me being here. So now I'm going to give you some tips on what I think you should do when you move somewhere, how you can root yourself in this new place that seems so strange. Yeah, and this video is also, it's not about the kind of like practical stuff. I can do another one about that later, but this is more about like emotional well-being and stuff you need to do to look after yourself, to make sure that you're fine in the first week, because it's so disorientating. And yeah, there's loads of emotions, loads of mixed emotions, especially in the first few days. Like, I realised when my sister and her boyfriend left, my emotions were all over the place. I was feeling like opposite emotions at the same time. It was like really weird. I've never felt like that before. Yeah, so my first tip would be like, go and explore wherever you're living, whether you're living in a city, a town. Like, go and explore it. Like, give yourself permission to be a tourist, because when uni starts, you're not going to have all that time to do that. So really go and like do all the touristy things, get to know your town, go to museums, walk around the city centre, like, be a tourist. You came to explore this place, you came to like experience what it's like to live in this place. And I know it's like touristy and there's a lot of tourists, obviously there's a lot of tourists there, but like it's part of the city and you should go and look at those things and yeah, have a good time, like just wander around. You don't have to have anywhere to go in mind, just like have a wander around, get your bearings and see if you stumble across anything you like. There's a lot of like second-hand bookshops here and just like little galleries where people have like an open day, so you can go in and see people's work and stuff like that you wouldn't necessarily know about if you weren't walking around the city and you weren't seeing it. So it's definitely worth doing if you have time. Like, go and be a tourist. For me, like finding a green space was really important. So in the first day I'd gone on a walk and I'd walked through this park and I knew like this is going to be the place where I come to when everything's getting too much. I can come for a walk here. It was one of the reasons why I chose to live in this area, was because I'd seen on the map that there was like a big green space like right next to where I was living. So yeah, that's important for me too, and I've been there most days this week. It's really important for me. I found the prospect of moving to a new city really kind of scary because I haven't lived in a big city before, and so I'm used to having a lot of green space, and that was important for me and for my well-being. And it's the chocolate, I shouldn't have had it. Yeah, that was something that's kind of important to me. I don't know how applicable it is to anyone else, but it might help you. Having green space is scientifically proven that it helps with well-being, going on walks in nature, you know, it's science, guys, so you need to go and do it. Yeah, maybe it would be helpful for you to find your green space, find a local park somewhere where you can go and sit, have a bit of alone time and quiet time out of it, away from the noisiness of the city. So this is tip 3. Another thing that's helped me a lot is like writing. I've written so much this past week. I've written more than I have for the entire year, because there's so much going on in my head, and there will be. Anyone who's moving, there's going to be so much going on in your head. And sometimes the only way for that to come out is for you to sit down and write and just get it all out. So I've been doing a lot of writing. I've been journaling. So I have like a journal that I brought with me, that's been with me for 3 years, and I've written in it intermittently when I felt like it. This is definitely a time when I felt the need to, and I've written in it practically every day. You don't have to plan it, like just write what's going through your head and it helps. For me it does anyway. I've also been... Damn Metro. Shut your pie hole. I've also been, well, I started a blog, which I've linked to my Instagram account, but yeah, I've started a blog, which has been fun to do. Like it's going to be good to look back on. It's kind of a lot less personal, obviously, than writing my journal, but blogging's good, and I've already kind of made a connection with another girl who's on a year abroad, only in Spain, and like we're following each other's journey, and I think that's really cool. I think that I really like that. So yeah, blogging might be worth doing if you're that way inclined. Like, imagine going through this whole year and not recording it and not putting it down anywhere to look back and realise like I've forgotten half of the year. Like that would be so sad. So like find a way to like document it, and yeah, so you can look back at it when you're like older and be like, remember when I lived here? Like, it's a great experience and it's such a good opportunity. Like, make sure that you're doing something so that you can remember it when you're older, because otherwise what's the point? Yeah, maybe blogging, journaling is also good. You don't have to share it with anyone, it's just, you can just make it personal to you, something that you can look back on. But yeah, really nice, and it's helped a lot to help me process my emotions and my thoughts. And we're coming to my final tip, which is tip number 5. Yeah, tip number 5, which is call home. Like, sometimes when you're feeling out of place and really disoriented and lonely, which you will do in the first week that you move in, you're going to feel really disoriented, you're going to feel really lonely, you're going to feel really just weird and out of place in a country that doesn't speak your native language and that has different opening times. They actually take lunch off. So you go to the bank and it's closed for 2 hours and you just walk there and you have to walk all the way home, and then by the time you get home they reopen again, so you just go and you're like wasting your time, and it's really frustrating. Sometimes when you're that frustrated you need to just call home. Skype your parents. Which is like fun to do. I mean, like, it's the next best thing to them being there with you, so like do it. Take advantage of the technology that we have in the modern age and like Skype them and call them and just talk to them. So you don't need, sometimes it's not even like big conversations you need to have. You don't need to open up and like tell them all your innermost deepest troubles, but sometimes just like everyday conversation, it just really makes a difference to hear your mum's voice or your dad's voice or your sister's voice or your brother's voice, your grandparents' voice. Like, these people are sat at home probably worrying about you. So like, if you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for them. Like, call them and let them know that you're okay. Don't forget about them on your year abroad. Yeah, and I think that's about it. If you have any more tips, like, let me know, because I'm new on this journey and I'd like some help as well, because I don't really know what I'm doing. These are just the things that have helped me. I hope that in sharing them, then maybe it'll help you. But yeah, feel free to share with me the things that you've been doing to settle in and to reroute yourself in your new place, in your new home. And I hope that it goes super well for you. And I hope that you have a really, really good year, because it's going to be over before you know it. It's going to be over before we know it, should I say. Yeah, so like, to summarise, explore the city, be a tourist, find your green space, journal, blog, document this experience, because it's going to be over one day and you'll want a way to remember it. And you'll look back, if you haven't taken photos, if you haven't written a blog, if you haven't written a journal, you'll look back and you'll just say, I wish I had, because you'll have forgotten loads of stuff. And call home. Don't forget your parents. Be nice to them. I'm going to drink my Christmas tea. Bye!